to Team Victorious Vickeries and our Waynesboro area representative. Hi, it's me, Kelly. I am so jealous that I'm not there with you guys today at your luncheon. Oh, I always hate when I miss out on things like this. I feel like you're having all the fun without me. But I am glad that you guys are getting together. I know that Sandra is certainly happy to have you all together because there's lots to talk about. There's always lots to talk about, right? But it is a good time for us to connect and really just kind of look at the second half of the year. So with that said, I want to just address you really quickly, a little preface to your meeting, if you will, and go through a couple of things that I would want to discuss if I were there, and then leave it to you guys and Sandra to discuss in depth beyond this little message. So let me just jump right in, starting with the fact that can you believe we're already halfway through the year, right? Halfway through 2015, actually a little bit more than past halfway. And think about it in Avon terms. We have 26 campaigns in a year. So at the end of campaign 13, we were past the halfway point. So now that we're heading into campaign 17, yeah, we're well past that halfway point. And being at this point, beyond halfway, it's a really good opportunity for us to really look at where we're at in the business. Where are we at with our sales? Where are we at with our leadership? And where do we want to be between now and the end of the year? It's a good chance for us to kind of do a touch base, a check in, if you will, and to figure out what we need to do on this back half of 2015 to be sure that we're meeting and exceeding goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year. So it's a really good time for us to kind of reflect upon these things. It's been actually a great 2015 so far, but really as I look ahead, there are so many exciting things ahead of us. So no matter where you're at versus where you want to be, there's a lot of incentives and programs and fun ahead that are really going to help to ensure with your execution that you make your goals a reality. Let me just kind of tease to some of those things, and then you guys can talk more in depth about them. For starters, coming up, we have the holidays. I know it seems like a far cry to be talking about Christmas when it's August the 1st and 100 degrees outside. But the reality is the holidays really are right around the corner. We're heading into campaign 17 as we speak, and typically our first holiday brochure is in campaign 20. So if that lets you know how close you are to the holidays, it's right upon us. It's really just about a month and a half, less than 2 months away. And so if you look to this second half of the year, we have the holidays in store, and that's always a fun time of the year. It's a very lucrative time of the year. As a matter of fact, retail speaking, a lot of businesses do up to 70% of their annual sales in the months of October through December. So when you consider that, you consider the fact that we have a lot of business ahead of us. So in addition to the holiday typical business, Avon has some really fun programs and incentives that are in store for you. A lot of things are leadership based, several things are selling based. But let me just kind of share with you a little about some of the things that we have coming up. For starters, how does earning $15,000 sound to you? I take it. How about one of those fancy Apple iWatches? I feel one of those too. Would you like to go on a cruise with your significant other? Sign me up for all three, and we can sign you up too for all three of those because all three of those are incentives that we have coming up for you in the fourth quarter. Not too bad, right? So again, a lot of fun to be had and a lot of busy times ahead, but we are going to make it fun, and bottom line, we're going to be making more money, which is going to make it more fun, but we're going to be achieving our goals. That's what it's going to be all about in the second half of the year. So with that said, again, we're moving into a very lucrative time, and I have to just challenge you to, again, go back and reflect where you're at versus where you want to be. And just know that fundamentally, there are some things that you can do right now, starting today, that will set you up for having your best holiday selling season yet. I know, again, like I said, it seems a far cry from Christmas when it's August the 1st, but if you think about it, by default, your business is going to grow in October, November, and December. You're going to have more customers because more people are shopping and spending money. Your average order sizes are higher because they're doing Christmas shopping, things of that nature. If you're in leadership, your team's going to grow because it's easier to bring people in who want to sell and shop at Avon, get the discount on the product. So whether you're talking about the selling side of the business or the leadership side of the business, in October, November, and December, you're going to grow. But what if you start growing your team or growing your customer bases right now? Again, by default, you're going to grow. But the reality is that the work that you do right now, the work that you put into August and September to grow your customer base and to grow your team, it will pay off tenfold when that bigger customer base is placing orders more frequently October, November, December. It's going to really pay off when you bring in more new team members and those team members are placing orders more frequently and higher orders in, again, those same holiday months. So really, I challenge you to not wait for the holidays. It's right here upon us, but what you do right now is so integral. Not to say that you can't have really lucrative sales and earnings in October, November, December if you don't work hard right now, but why wait? Just go ahead and get working to build those teams and build those customer bases so that you can have the best holiday selling season yet. So with that in mind, the kind of being the preface to today's meeting is how you can make the end of 2015, the second half of the year, your best yet and achieve all the goals that you set out to achieve. Let me give you my call to action. For starters, with, again, same theme, where you at versus where you want to be, I want you to start with PRP, all right? You have the opportunity to get onto Avon.com under the PRP tab and figure out where you're at today versus President's Club or versus Honor Society. And the tracker will actually break it down on average what you need to sell every single campaign to make that happen. I want you to check that out, right? But you can take it a step further and break it down into customers. How many customers are you going to need to make that average a reality, all right? I want you to do that work. And then from there, order the brochures, get them into people's hands, execute to make that average happen and get to PRP between now and campaign 26. All right, on the leadership side of the business, are you in leadership? If you're not in leadership, you're leaving more money on the table than you could even realize. Leadership is our most lucrative, our richest opportunity, if you will. And so if you're not playing in that side of the business, you're essentially just not making a fraction of the money that you could be making. So if you're not in leadership, that's step one. Partner with Sandra. You guys go out, identify somebody that you may know and help start your team. And then get on the field. Sandra loves to go out and recruit, and you guys can do just that as you continue to build your team. So from being non-leadership into leadership and taking advantage of those bonuses, but then title advancement, because this second half of the year is going to be the best time for you to title team leader, to title team leader plus, so on and so forth. So where are you at? And those two elements of your business, sales and leadership, versus where do you want to be? And then on average, every campaign, what do you need to do to make it happen? How many books do you need to pass out? How many people do you need to share the opportunity with? Fundamentally, it's that simple, truly. But beyond, the specifics for your business, your averages, and the things that you need to accomplish, really, you want to be a really smart business owner, right? Think about if you owned a business, a storefront business that was retail, right? Wouldn't you need to know your product in and out so that, if a customer asks you about the product, you would know exactly what to say, exactly how to consult, right? You want to represent your Avon business in the exact same way. And so I really challenge you, know your product, know your programs, and know your incentives. When you know these things and then you know your numbers, you're going to make achieving those incentives, those programs, that much more easy. But it all kind of starts in one place, and that's on your web TV. If you're not utilizing web TV, oh boy, you are missing out. Web TV is a lot of fun. You'll find it on youravon.com. Actually, you'll find all of these things that I'm referring to on youravon.com. But web TV is particularly awesome because it is kind of like your monthly one-stop shop for programs, products, the feature items, sale items, really some great tips on selling those items, plus all of your incentives and just the ins and outs of what you need to know for the two campaigns in the month that is featured. And what I love about it is even though Web TV is about a 30, 45-minute webcast, you can break each episode down into kind of bite-sized chunks and just 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, educate yourself so that you are in the know with the most important information of that particular month. So know your product, know your program, know where you're at, this is where you want to be. The bottom line, guys, make a plan to execute. Get out there and talk to more people. Fundamentally, that's all you need to do in this business. You know, your efforts in talking to people and passing out brochures and following up, those efforts that really equates to your your rewards. You know, the more people you talk to, the more orders you're going to have. The more orders you have, the higher your order will be. The more sales you have, the more money you make. It's really kind of fundamentally that simple, but you got to execute it. So I want to leave you with a little quote as you guys continue to contemplate where you're at versus where you want to be in the second half of 2015. And it's just all about kind of getting out there and creating our reality. The quote goes like this: you create the life you want by the things you do. Pretty simple, right? And isn't that the truth? So it's up to you. What do you want to do? Maybe start by realizing what you want. Do you want more money? Are you in leadership? If you're not, then that's a good first place to start to get more money. You know, how are you doing it on your customers? Are you at 10 customers every campaign consistently? If not, that's goal number one. If you're already at 10, let's get you to 20. 20 customers consistently, that's goal number two. How many people are you talking to every day? If I could quantify that, how many people you could talk to every day, I would really urge you to start using the power of three regularly. Talk to three people every day, give them a book, get their name and number to follow up, and do that 5 days a week. That's 15 potential people. Quantify that into your where you're at, which is where you want to be. But bottom line, you create the life you want by the things that you do. So I know this group is committed and that you're going to get out there and do it. And I know that you guys are going to have a blast today at this meeting. Don't have too much fun without me, though. All right. I miss you all very much. I will make the next meeting live, I promise. But until then, take care and enjoy your meeting.